New videos every day.
Hi, I'm Dr. Vincent Bellonzi. I had a question not too long ago about eczema, so I wanted to talk a little bit about generally the skin conditions that people contend with. Dermatology is a science, and there are many doctors who are dermatologists, and they do things that are good, but to some extent they get so focused on the symptoms that they, in a sense, forget about what may have caused a skin problem like an eczema or a dermatitis or psoriasis or any of a number of different skin conditions, even acne, are all related to something going on inside. Now, there's what's called contact dermatitis. There are a few things that when they touch the skin can cause a reaction, and it's in a sense an allergic reaction from the outside, just as if you were to breathe in something and cough or have asthma or something else. The skin is another organ that will react with an allergic response. But the majority of time, that allergic response actually comes from the inside. So I want you to consider the fact that you can buy all these expensive creams and lotions and oils. You can use all kinds of medications on the skin. You can even use vitamins and other substances on the skin to help it heal. And they do help. But what about looking for the reason why this occurred in the first place? And simply putting different things on the skin and getting a healing response doesn't mean you solve the problem. In fact, in most cases, you have not, because as you've probably experienced, it comes back again and again. There are some very good different preparations out there, and I think in the future we'll do a whole video just on some of the things that you can do in treating the skin and getting it to heal faster, because there are a lot of things that will help that process to go along. But let's step back for a minute and say, what if we never had to get to that point? And in many occasions, we've had people come into the clinic with severe skin reactions. They may even have, weeping sores and things that we may not want to talk about today, but they have this recurrent problem with some kind of a skin breakout or skin eruption, or just the skin being very dry and scaly. It has to do with what's going on the inside. And so you really have to come back to good nutrition. It's so important that you get the right nutrients in, that you get the essential fats in to help the skin to repair, that you get all the vitamins and minerals, that you get several things that we call phytonutrients. You got to eat vegetables so that your body can clean up and not have allergic responses, because it's accumulated things that are causing an allergic response. Because when you have an allergic response, you can exhibit it in many ways. Again, you can have an asthma reaction. You can have swelling of lips or ears or feet. You can have swelling all over the body. You can have bloating. You can have a runny nose. You can have bronchitis. You can have coughing. These are all allergic responses. You can have a loss of focus. You can have a ringing in your ears. There are many symptoms that occur once the immune system has been triggered. But one of the big things that we see commonly are skin reactions. Your skin is showing you that inside there's something going on, and it's not good. The skin is a sign that your body is out of balance and that the immune response has been triggered. And what that means is a whole various array of a drugstore, everything off the shelf inside your body has basically come out there. Cytokines and prostaglandins and histamines and just an array of different things that you made yourself that your body releases because of a response. These then go out and cause the skin reactions. So if you don't address what's going on the inside of the body, you're going to spend your whole life trying to treat this problem in the skin. Let's get back and talk about good nutrition. Good nutrition entails eating real food, fresh vegetables, deep-colored, fibrous vegetables, all the colors you can find, fresh fruit. But I want you to have about 3 times as many vegetables as fruit. So 7 to 9 servings of vegetables if possible, a couple to 4 of fruit. You want to keep that ratio going. And a good source of clean, lean protein, if it's going to be animal. You can also use legumes. You can use vegetables as protein sources, some of the grains. But you want to eat whole grains. You want to get good sources of protein. Notice I'm not saying eat your bread and your pasta and your cereal. You can eat some of those foods. Enjoy them. But they're not health promoting. If we want to talk about good health, we have to get back to eating the real food. That means whole grain. Not whole grain in a bag that became flour and turned into bread, but the whole grain, ideally practically right off the field. You can cook it a little to soften the fiber, but that's where your nutrients are. The oils that are in that, the different minerals and things in the grain, you're going to have a loss once you get to a processed food. The more oily and chewy and the more you can see grains in that bread, the more healthy it is. But ideally, you just eat the grain. So if you're eating better and you're getting plenty of water and staying hydrated so that the skin has what it needs as far as a water level, then your skin is going to be much healthier, much more resistant. And if you can curtail that immune response, you want your immune system to respond if there's a real threat. But you don't want responding all the time to everything that gains entrance to your body, which eventually gets set up in a sense. Have you ever been to the allergist and the allergist says, "You're just allergic to everything"? You know what that means? The test probably wasn't valid. You reacted to everything that they injected? Probably not. Your body, what's really going on, your body is so hypersensitive that a reaction was observed to everything that he did, then it wasn't a very specific test. And what that means is that your body's way out of balance. You probably have a lot of skin problems. You probably have a lot of other problems. The solution isn't getting away from the heavy doses of sugar, getting away from all the chemicals. You've got to get away from things that trigger the immune response, because that's what's going to show up in the skin. So if you want to cure eczema, again, we'll do another video. We'll talk about some things you can do to treat it once it occurs. But let's step back and see if we can't find out how to not have it occur at all. And we have a lot of success with this. We often will do food allergy tests, and they're quite helpful in mediating that response. We'll do tests for other chemicals. We'll do tests for metals. We'll do tests for viruses, bacteria. These are all things that can trip the immune response. But you know what you can do? You can eat well. You can eat well enough so that you get the nutrients so your body can get rid of these things on its own. You can eat well enough so the skin can be repaired from the inside. You can eat well enough so that your body doesn't have this over-responsive immune system. And you can exercise. Because if you have the activity, your body can get rid of some of this stuff that would have caused the immune response, so you won't have to wait for it to occur in your skin. Why wait until your skin breaks out? Let's just fix it beforehand. And it's quite possible to do. So, yeah, I want you to go to the dermatologist less. I want you to worry about your appearance less. Because if you take care of yourself on the inside, the outside is going to look fantastic. This is Dr. Vincent Bellonzi. Look into this. Live healthy.
There are over 350 videos on our channel, and I doubt you've seen them all. And the topics range from weight loss, nutrition, sexual health, all the way to psychology and mind control, and anywhere in between. And I think if you check them out, you're going to find some really interesting stuff.